Hey, welcome back to RV Capital Talk. I'm Dave Dufour at RVNN TV with Sherman Goldenberg. And here in this segment to talk to us about the upcoming RV open houses here in northern Indiana is Jeff Babcock, National Sales Manager for Forest River. Welcome to RV Capital Talk, Jeff.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you with us. The big event is bearing down, and you've got a lot of preps going on right now, right?
We feel it every day, and the pressure seems to mount closer to the opening day. I guess the sooner it gets here, the better it will be.
That's right. Well, it's a growing event, and you've got more sign-ups to appear this year than the previous year. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're almost 500 people over that we had last year. So we're really starting to zero in on that 2,500 number. It's actually the amount of people we're expecting, and that's probably about I'd say 500 more than what we had last year.
So positive attitudes all around, or still tentative?
Absolutely. We always have those last minute sign-ins. It seems like the week before, and honestly, we'll find hotel rooms for people, but we are completely sold out right now for hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Jeff, the open house really started with Forest River. You guys originated it in 2008, and you did so during a recession. We always tell the story, and it just got legs. Why, in your opinion, is open house what it's becoming?
Well, let me go back a little bit why we did it in the beginning. Back in 2008, we felt that having a dealer show in Elkhart here where we could display more product would help with the slowdown in the industry, with the recession, that we wanted to let dealers know that we were there, that maybe this was the time to sit back and look at things and take this opportunity to look at product in more of a laid-back atmosphere than what we do in Louisville, to sit back and enjoy each other's company and not really put any pressure on, and just let them know we were going to be there to the end. And from there, it seemed like, we did it first, and then the next year some other companies started to participate in it, and last year we had even more companies participated, and then this year here we got them lined up down County Road 6 and down County Road 17, and it's kind of taken its own life on. So
that's right.
We like it because we feel that the timing of this in September is better for us as a manufacturer, because we have the opportunity to build the stuff out and get it into the early shows, where in December we got Christmas break coming up for the first, the last week in December. Usually follows into the new year a little bit, and you can't get that new product actually built and delivered to the dealers for the early shows. So this gives us a little bit more time and a laid-back atmosphere, showing a lot more product.
A cost-effective atmosphere as well for the dealer and for the manufacturer.
Yeah, absolutely, because Louisville is obviously very costly. Here we own the land, so we don't pay any square footage. We provide all of the food and all the hotels and the shuttles. So all the dealer has to do is get here, and after that, we take over. I mean, we pick them up, we bring them to the show, we have lunch with them, we have dinner with them, we have entertainment with them, and we take them back. So as soon as they get to the hotel, we pretty much do it all. So I mean, that's good for us. It's good for the dealer, and I think everybody wins.
Yeah. So you have more control over the message and the communications as well over that period of time, obviously.
Well, I guess when we're talking about the actual show itself, I guess at Louisville we're very limited to what we can show because of the square footage. When you got a 30 acre facility, which we'll be showing at the Dynamax facility here in mid-September. I mean, every division can bring. We don't tell divisions they can't bring a certain amount. We let them bring everything they want. So at Louisville, division may only be able to bring 8-9 pieces. Here, they can bring 20-25 pieces. So a dealer can see a lot more product at this show and spend more time with us. Good quality time. Where at Louisville, they're kind of rushed, and they got to get from point A to point B in a hurry. So here, kind of spread it out. There's no real opening. There's no close. And we kind of have a target audience that we can spend our time with.
Yeah. Tell me about the facility that you're now using. You've moved from the west side of Elkhart and your headquarters, which was basically, by and large, an outdoor situation with a tent, and you've moved to the Dynamax facility, which you had purchased during the year.
we were just fortunate enough that when we bought Dynamax, they actually had a building that fit right into what we would need is for cover. Before, we've always used the tent, and anybody who's been there has seen the tent before, and we've been lucky that it hasn't rained. And this allows us to have just as much outside display space for our units. However, with this building here, it's obviously four-sided with a big roof on it, and it's about 50,000 square feet. So we're gaining a little bit of interior space with a nice level cement floor, and if it rains, we don't have to worry about the rain coming through the middle of the tent. So I mean, it's a much better setup for us.
Right. Right.
You all must have made a decision at some point that you would be cooperative with other manufacturers, that you would not be uncooperative. In fact, each year, basically at this point, starts with a call from your company to Thor, agreeing on the week, or at least letting them know, so they can coordinate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I've known Bob Martin. He graduated with my brother John, and he's always been around. I've always known him, and you know, Bob called and said, "Hey, we want to kind of coordinate this thing on a good wave, so it's positive for the dealers." And I agreed. I said, "Yeah, it's got to be good for the dealers." I mean,
sure.
That's who we're really trying to please, is the dealers, and we picked a date that we could both work with, which with Notre Dame games the way they are here, you have to make sure you have an off weekend. So we worked together to form a good time that they could have the dealers come in and be able to get airfare in, airfare out without any disruptions, and it worked out good for Forest River, and it works out good for Thor, and overall it works out good for the dealers.
Right. It's sort of an ad hoc manufacturers association in essence. Here is what's happened, is that a couple three manufacturers have gotten together and created this thing ultimately, and it's become sort of a cooperative venture all the way down the line, and that's what I think is kind of cool about it. It's that whole organic thing.
Yeah, we've kind of, I mean, we haven't really had phone conversations with other manufacturers. It just happened that, you know, Forest River and Thor, we have a good working relationship between the two of us, and it just made sense that the two largest RV manufacturers that have the largest market share in the industry work together a little bit to make it easier on the dealer. You know, we suggested let's run a shuttle bus between the two facilities so that dealers didn't have to go back out, find their car, drive it over to the other manufacturer, park it out there, walk back in. So we're just going to run a shuttle bus between the two manufacturers.
Cool.
Do you think the day will come when there's some sort of committee? I know this is blasphemous conversation, but there's some sort of guidance or a board or some such entity that will oversee and in some way more coordinate this whole deal?
No, I really don't, and I think that's what kind of makes this unique and special, is that, you know, every manufacturer kind of does their own deal. And you know, we with Thor, we did kind of coordinate a little bit on actually what they wanted to be their big night, what we wanted to be our big night, and we both decided that we both want to have big nights on those nights. So we'll see where the cards fall.
Right. Yeah.
we seem to think that, you know, we're going to have a big night Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But I mean, we work good with everybody. But I think again, it just makes sense that everybody does their own thing, and I mean, to have a poker night for us at Forest River, and then the next night for Thor to do one, to try to coordinate that, I think we're taking the whole idea and trying to, it's not necessarily designed for the manufacturers to work together to try to make sure that 4 or 5 or 6 manufacturers have to agree on something. I mean, I think that it's got to have its own personality, it's got to have its own feeling, and I think that's driven by the companies. I mean, and I think I don't want to lose that.
One more thing from my end. The allusions to Louisville show are pretty constant. I mean, because they're how many weeks apart, and everybody's involved in both. This isn't an anti-Louisville party deal, is it? It's just what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's again, the timing of Louisville seems like it's a little late in the year, and some may say that ours is a little early in the year. But you know, when we're talking about an outside show in Elkhart, we have to have it in September or early October. Again, it kind of goes in flux with the Notre Dame football schedule, obviously because of the transportation in and out. But you know, this show has gotten bigger and bigger, and the more manufacturers that come into town are going to draw more dealers in. And does it take away from Louisville? I mean, if they're going to be 8 weeks apart this year, does the dealer decide that he has to go to both? We'll find out. If we find that Louisville is not being attended, for as we look at it from our company standpoint, and we feel that just doing it in September is enough, we'll make that decision when the time comes. If dealers continually go to the RVIA show, of course we're going to support that as well. We'll let the chips fall where they fall.
Well put. Thank you for coming.
Thanks
Certainly.
for coming,
Yeah.
and best of luck on the big confab coming up, and thanks for being with us. This has been Jeff Babcock, National Sales Manager for Forest River. Stay with us here on RV Capital Talk. We'll be right back.
Smile.
For more TV like this from the world of RVs, head to RVNN.tv.